Oh my gosh, goal setting is one of my favorite hobbies, whether it's my big annual review and planning that happens at the end of December or the shorter term goals that happen throughout the year. I find it all a very enriching part of my life and definitely wouldn't have accomplished so many things that I've wanted to without my goal setting practice. So in today's video, I'll be sharing my process for setting financial goals so you can become more strategic and focused with your finances. This will allow you to make financial progress throughout life versus staying stagnant year after year. A couple of things to realize starting out are, first, that things happen in our mind well before they happen in reality. So if you're not envisioning what you would like to happen in life, it's very unlikely that you'll just appear in a situation that you love. Second, remember that people often overestimate what they can do in 1 year and they greatly underestimate what they can do in 5. Especially remember this if you felt that goal setting hasn't worked for you in the past. It's a process that'll improve as you learn. With this in mind, start goal setting by looking 5 years or even further ahead and envision how you'd like your life to look and feel. Allow yourself to dream big. This is really important. I know it can be hard to dream big because we typically only allow ourselves to think about what's realistic within our current situation. Try to remove yourself from your situation and really think, if you could have anything and money wasn't a factor, what would you want? And if you had the freedom to spend your time in any way, how would you like to spend it? It's said that physically writing this out increases the odds of it happening by 42%. So write this all out. It's also really rewarding to go back through your past goals and see what you've accomplished. I look over mine every year and it is pretty rewarding. I'd love to hear some of your big financial goals, so drop those in the comments below so we can all inspire each other. After you've written out your dream life, ask yourself what you can start taking action on to move you closer towards those goals. For example, if you want to own a yacht, one step to move you forward on that is to find out how much the one you want costs. If you want to buy a certain type of home or take a specific trip, find out the cost. If you always assume things are too expensive or out of reach, they always will be. Stop making these assumptions and look at real numbers so you have an idea of what type of income you need to generate and how much of that income you need to save in order to reach your goals. Something that has helped me not get freaked out by the numbers is to remind myself that if other people have done it, so can I, and so can you. Now repeat after me. If other people have done it, I can do it too. I just need to figure out how and keep taking action to move me closer to my ultimate goals and big vision. I'll be hosting a financial goal setting event soon, so be sure you're subscribed to my newsletter so you get an invite for that. After you find out the cost of your goals, you can begin to formulate ideas of how you can make the money needed to fund your goals. So the next thing you can do is to gain an understanding of your starting point by figuring out where all your money is coming from and going currently. List out your income, expenses, and your surplus. Determine if this surplus is enough to cover the cost of your goals. If you're like most people, it probably isn't, so you'll need to create a plan to increase your income, reduce your expenses, or a combination of both. I like focusing on increasing my income and leaning into abundance versus lack, but temporarily cutting costs can help you become more intentional with your spending to make sure you're making the most out of what you're working with. Take a look at these videos for help increasing your income or creating a budget that you can actually stick to. Now it's time to make a plan for your money. There are some basics that I recommend having in place before moving along to allocate money to our big ambitious goals. Here's a list to help in the order I recommend, so check each off before moving to the next. First, save $1,000. This will help you break the cycle of debt and act as your temporary emergency fund while you work on step 2, which is to pay down that high interest debt. So anything over about 3% or so. Step 4 is to have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This will help in a time of need, of course, but also allow you to have more peace while you're invested, especially if the market is dropping. Step number 5 is to save for short-term goals. So any major expenses you see coming up in the next few years. This is in case the market drops during a time when you need a larger than normal amount of money. Have a date for when you'll accomplish each of these steps. You can use online calculators to help you figure each out. When writing out your dates, remember that you're making calculations based on your current income and expense situation. So if it seems like forever until you'll get those foundational things taken care of, remember that quote from the beginning that people often overestimate what they can do in a year and greatly underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Writing out the dates you'll accomplish these goals, even if it's 15 years or more from now, will help you see your current reality. If you don't like this reality, then use it as fuel to help you find the determination for increasing your income, reducing your expenses, or both, to find more substantial progress towards your goals. After you've done those 5 things, you can move along to growing your money for the longer term through investing. This will ideally accelerate you towards your big goals. Revisit your goals often and keep track of your progress. Update the dates you're likely to reach specific goals as your income increases and you're able to direct more to each. If you've already gotten those foundational things taken care of, you can prioritize your other goals. Determine the amount you need for each. Get longer-term goal money invested like retirement, kids' college funds, starting a business, or anything else on the list that you'd like to invest for. And if you need help investing, be sure to check out these videos and join the waitlist for my introductory investing course that's linked in the description to be notified when it opens up again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!